All right. Welcome, people. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can be with you forever. And I'm also, as many of you already know, I'm starting my my membership YouTube club, whatever you want to call it, a cult, religion, what have you. So there's going to be a link in the description. So if you want to subscribe, I'm going to be doing a daily astrology, tarot, financial reading of the day. And then for an apprentice, you'll be able to access my lectures for more in-depth lessons in terms of spirituality, chi energy, things of that nature. So, feel free to tune in and sign up for that. There's going to be a lot of content that I'm going to be releasing there. And I always appreciate the support that you guys might give me. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into this reading here. So, as it is Taurus season, which many of you already know, it is time for us to get back into the grind of the real world, getting back into the grind of work. Aries season has been a bit, kind of all over the place in terms of not knowing where things are going and a lot of fiery energy, but very concentrated and condensed, obviously, because everyone's under quarantine and all that crap. So Taurus season is kind of like we're getting into the grind of what our day-to-day lives are pretty much starting to look like as we're adjusting to this new world, basically. And that's going to be kind of the theme that I'm picking up here. So I'm going to start off with a collective reading, just so you know. When we're doing readings like this is it's very general, right? It's not going to apply to you directly, even off of your astrological sign, but it's things that might be picked up within your life. The general rule of thumb within spirituality and spiritual people is if it resonates, take it in. If it doesn't, then, whatever. When I mean by resonate, it's like it hits you to the point where you're like, holy shit, this is like me. This reading's about me almost. You get that feeling that it's like this is very relevant towards you. And then sometimes you'll get a reading and it's like, I'm not feeling it. Hello, Denny Laloon. Welcome. So we're going to do a collective reading, what this next season brings us in quarantine and what to expect during this time. So for those of you who haven't seen any of these readings, there is, I'm going to pull 3 cards as a basic overall, and then if there are any clarifiers or things I want to clear up, I'm going to pull some cards for that. So what do we have for this Taurus season for the whole world? Oh, so this just pulled up. This is the 5 of Pentacles. We'll get into that in a little bit here. So sometimes when I'm shuffling, cards just pop up out of nowhere that kind of want to be shown into the narrative that this is kind of what the general vibe is going on. So those are usually, I wouldn't say a good or bad thing, but it's like when you get the general reading, these things could be put on the back burner as sort of like, just so you know, this is also going to be happening at the end, right? So let's get in another shuffle here. All right, so we're going to start off with this 9 of Wands reversed. So this is pretty much, we're coming into this energy with feeling like, we're not really trusting of anything. We're feeling very blocked in. This is very much that quarantine feeling right now where we're feeling restricted in a lot of ways. We're feeling like no matter where we're trying to go and move forward in our life, there's always something putting up a block in front of us being like, nope, you can't go there. But this is reversed. So this is definitely in a situation where we might be able to be pulling out of these situations. So I'm definitely seeing a sense of like we've felt the brunt of this whole sort of wave of quarantine and feeling blocked off. And, we might be coming into newer things, but we also have the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So there's definitely an issue here where we have been in this situation of being in quarantine and feeling restricted in every aspect of our lives. And with this is sort of saying like it's going to take some time for us to actually be able to, work together again once more. This is, Three of Pentacles is very much like working together on projects and working together on finances, things of that nature. And, when it's in reverse, it's sort of like there's a little bit of a block that's happening here. So I'm definitely seeing a sense that even though we're getting out of these restrictions related to our spiritual and passions, there's still this physical, real world reality that, we're not going to be able to fully engage with each other on a physical level and be able to plan things out in the physical world because, Pentacles is very much dealing with the material and physical world. But at the end, we have the Queen of Swords upright. So we're definitely coming into some clarity of vision and how we want to sort of put things together. You should also know astrologically, the North Node is coming into Gemini. So that's very much, that's kind of what this card is kind of representing here. It's a lot of airy, intellectual spaces that we're getting into. So I feel like towards the end of all of this, there is going to be a sense of direction and clarity in terms of what we want to, think about and what we want to plan and rationalize about and sort of putting things together. There's like definitely a vision towards the end of this, but it's a vision based in practicality of, even though there's all these restrictions, we're able to sort of see through the cracks, right? And sort of see the bigger picture, so to speak, and have a clear vision in mind. And don't forget, on the back burner here, we got this Five of Pentacles reversed. So there's definitely this feeling of, scarcity and poverty that's going around in the background, but it's in reverse. So, this is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's an illusion, but I think this is something we shouldn't really spend too much time worrying about our finances, worrying that everything is like fucked and we're all going to be, in poverty basically, because this is not really the time to sort of delve into that mindset to be hopeless. This is more of a time to be more like this, the Queen of Swords here, and sort of look towards a bigger vision and knowing where you want to plan things out and where you want to rationalize and where you want to actually put your time and effort into, and seeing, through the cracks, through all the boundaries that are here, and finding new avenues to travel through in order to gain some sense of clarity. So that's basically what I'm picking up there. Now, we're going to go right into the Tauruses because it's their month, so they start off first. And we're going to get going here and see what we have for the Tauruses on this season here. What have we got? What have we got for the Tauruses? They're the bulls, so they're either really lazy or they're really hardworking. You can never really tell with them because they're always in their own sense of self, right? They know what they want. They know what they want to do. They're not really, put off by any other whims of other people or their own goals, really. So what do we got for Tauruses here? Oh, there's too many cards here. A lot of cards are popping up, so when that happens, I just kind of ignore it and just let the cards come out during the reading. If there's one card that pops up, then I'll utilize that, but, I'm not too picky with that kind of thing. Let's see what we got. Alright, so this is kind of an intense reading here, so to speak. So we got the Temperance card up right here. So this is basically coming in here with a sense of balance and trying to weigh things out in your life and trying to find like that inner peace, because so far I'm seeing this is a pretty good reading for you that's, keeping in line with your true values and what you want to create and manifest in your life. So I'm seeing a lot of balance within this, because after that you got the Six of Pentacles up here, which is, it's dealing with charity, but it's mostly dealing with a sense of self that you are, everything is okay with you, right? And so sort of having this sense of, self-worth in a sense that you are able to sort of give back to people and, provide things for other people and sort of be someone to lean on, I think is a big thing coming into this month, as you're coming in with a lot of balance and clarity. And there is the Justice card. So I'm seeing a sense that this month you're basically taking in a role of, being dependent on and being, valuable to other people in your life, and wanting to, be just and fair to other people and sort of being someone to lean on. I think this is definitely a month where you are sort of holding in your own, and you're sort of being someone within the world that's going to be helpful towards other people and be, someone that's down to earth. With all this chaos and uncertainty in the world, there's definitely a sense that you are going to be there to basically hold it together and be there for people in the sense, not just materially, but in a sense that, you can bring light in the sense that you are reliable, you are always in a, good state of mind. And I think this is something to think about going into this month, to be that kind of person. I feel like there's definitely a sense that people are going to be coming to you for help, not necessarily financially, but in a sense of, because you are such a fixed earth energy type of being, so to speak, that people can rely off you in that sense and feel, that you're reliable in that way. So I feel like this season you can definitely exercise that aspect of yourself and, really hold into your values of who you are as a person, which is being, being a giver, so to speak. You're full of abundance, you're full of, I want to stray away from the sense of joy, because this is definitely coming from a place of being a fair person, a fair individual that's, there for people. So I think this is a good month for you to be on a higher level than you normally are. And I think that this is the time where people are going to start, realizing the value you bring and appreciating who you are, and sort of relying off of you to make just decisions for you, and making, just being reliable in that sense. So this is definitely a good month for you in that way, where you can hold your own and hold it together. So we're going to go right into the Geminis. The twins, they're kind of like social butterflies. They can morph into any other friend group, so to speak, right? So what have we got for the Geminis this season? What have we got for Geminis? Okay. So right off here, we got the Emperor reversed. So this is definitely coming from a sense that you might be coming into this, this month feeling like you're struggling to hold on to this sense of authority and direction in your life. There's definitely a sense here, because when the Emperor is upright, it's very much this sense of, yes, I know what I want. I'm going to be in charge of everything. I'm taking direction. This is what I want to achieve. But when it's reversed, it's kind of like you're coming in here like it's almost like you're putting up a front of all this, that you've got it together, but inside you're kind of like, you have a lot of self-doubt, because like coming up here you have the Two of Cups reversed. So this is definitely you having like disconnections with other people, feeling sort of, not really being in a state where you're fully in line with your connections with other people, because you have this sense of self-doubt and what you want to achieve and where you want to go forward in life. So there's definitely some discordances amongst you and other people that are deeply connected with you, whether romantically or non-romantically is, depends on the person. But this is definitely the source of where all this is coming from, where you feel like you want to achieve that clarity of vision and, wanting to strive forward in your life, but there is this discordance that you're having, or this, there's miscommunication happening between you and the people in your life, the people that you're closest to, where you're feeling like you're not really, getting the big picture here. And then you get the Two of Wands as the outcome. So this is definitely like you making the plan and planning things out for the future, right? So this is definitely a month where it's like time to be a lot more reflective, dealing with your relationships with other people, and putting together that sort of mindset of being able to strive forward and push forward, because you're coming in here with I wouldn't say a sense of bravado, but there is a sense that you want to achieve and accomplish things, but there is this lack of confidence within yourself, and this is going to come through you planning out your course of action. And this is dealing directly with your relationships with people, either romantically or platonically, and having that bigger vision outside of just like casual friendships, but actually like building things with other people and trying to network in that capacity. And that's when you're going to be able to harness that emperor kind of energy, where you have full control and drive in your life, so to speak. So definitely take this time to really plan things out towards the end and really have like that vision in mind. So we're going to go right into the Cancers. Cancers are the big crybabies. They're not really, but they kind of are. They go back and forth between being like, they got it all together and they're super chill and they know everything and they've got it all control and everything, but then all of a sudden they have this huge emotional outburst that they're in complete denial of. But they have a lot of power when it comes to that emotional understanding and emotional depth, which is kind of funny. But we're going to get right into the Cancers for this season and see what we got here. What have we got for the Cancers? What have we got for Cancers? All right. Okay, this is an interesting reading here. So Cancers, you got the Two of Pentacles starting off here. So you're definitely juggling in with a lot of different things in your world. You're trying to prioritize aspects of your life in the material world. Maybe this is something to do with your job or your just day-to-day life, that you're sort of all over the place and trying to figure out how to balance things out. I think Cancers are having a hard time trying to prioritize and trying to figure out, where the best place to put their time and energy into. And this is definitely a month where you have to sort of figure things out and figure out where you're prioritizing your time, because this is definitely dealing with a sense of trying to balance a lot of things out, right? So this is definitely not necessarily a challenging card or a good card, but it's definitely a sense of figuring out your priorities. You're coming in here trying to balance things out. You might have come into this month last season feeling like, oh, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I'm not really sure like how to organize my time, and this is the month where you're really trying to pull it together. But you do have the Devil reversed. So this definitely is tying into that previous card of trying to balance things out and figure things out together, because this is definitely a sense of pulling out of things and pulling out of bad habits and bad mental processes that have been holding you down. Because I think if you have been struggling trying to organize things together, then this is definitely a time for you to step out of those bad habits. And you got the outcome as the Sun. So I definitely think that if you're struggling with prioritizing your time and trying to balance things out and trying to pull out of situations, you need to go towards the Sun. This is your inner child, your inner happiness, your inner radiance. Whatever makes you happy in the end of the day is what you should be striving towards and putting your time into, essentially. Because if you're too focused on like work or things that are not bringing you joy and happiness, you're going to be locked down into these negative thought patterns and negative habits that aren't really to your best benefit, and they're going to make you less productive anyway. So this is definitely something that, there's a chance for you to pull out of this, but don't get caught up into thinking that you need to, maybe constantly work or things of that nature, and go towards more of what's going to make you happy and what's going to bring joy into your life, and really focus on that aspect. Things that make you feel like a kid again. So watching, favorite shows and movies from when you were a kid that you used to watch all the time, that'd be something you could think about in this quarantine era. So yeah, this is definitely something to think about. The Sun card is definitely a very good card to come into the end of this whole season. So, we're going to get into the Leos. The fucking Leos always need to be the center of attention with everything. Every time I do a reading for Leos, there's always like a bunch of cards that pop up. But I don't know about this time, because they always need to get special treatment, don't they? Because they're the lions. I was thinking about this because it's like you have the lions, which are the apex predators in Africa, so to speak. And you have the apex predators in North America and Europe, which are the wolves. And, the wolves have to like hunt and like starve, and there's like a lot of struggle with being a wolf. But lions in Africa, it's just all there for the taking. They don't have to... they have to go out and hunt, but like they're pretty much chilling there. They're in charge, and like no one's gonna fuck with a lion. You know what I mean? With wolves, it's a different story. Like everyone hates those wolves. They always want to kill the wolves because there's always wolves having problems here. All right, so what do we got for Leos for this month here? What have we got? Let's do it. Don't forget, if you want a personalized reading, it's $5, and it's like any other reading. So if you feel like you want to have something like that more personalized, feel free to use the super chat option, and we'll get real in depth with you there, and you can sort of prioritize what kind of reading you want also. But let's get into the Leos here first. Leos, what have we got? Okay, this is interesting. So you got the Two of Swords upright here. So you're coming into this month feeling like you need to make a choice and you need to make a decision on a rational level, what you're trying to figure out in terms of like what makes the most logical sense for me. But with this, it's like you're blindfolded, so you're not really sure which one is better than the other. And this is definitely coming in to the Ace of Cups reversed here, which is your second card. So this is definitely coming into a blockage with your emotions and being able to express yourself emotionally. So you're feeling blocked in this realm, and this might have something to do with this card here, where you're trying to make a tough decision and you're feeling like you don't really have any real sense of direction of where to go because you have this blockage of your emotions for whatever reason. And the outcome here is the Hierophant. So this is definitely dealing with your belief systems. What are the systems of belief that you have that are not really in line with you emotionally and mentally, that just don't really make sense to you? And I think in order to sort of free yourself from these blockages, this is definitely a time where you need to sort of, structure out what your beliefs are, structure out what you want to sort of, fall in line with. This is definitely dealing with a lot of like university or just religion and things of that nature, because there is like some kind of decision that you need to make that's really rooted in what are your true beliefs are, what are your true, what are you passionate about, what is your system that you're following that is to your best benefit. Because you might be in a situation where you're following a system or a belief system that's holding you back emotionally and not really in line to what you really want to achieve in terms of your emotions. So this is time to like really hold your own and restructure everything around dealing in that realm. And I think once you do that, then the emotions will start, coming out more naturally and not being repressed so much. And that's where you're going to have that actual clarity, because the clarity you're thinking of is too much in the head. It's too much in the rationality. It's like, oh, what makes sense? What doesn't make sense? And I think this is more coming from a spiritual, religious kind of idea of what your true beliefs are and what your true, I don't want to say desires, but it's like your values almost, right? What are your values? What is your time being put into in terms of what you value in your life? And I think on a rational level, you might be blocked in that sense. So definitely take a look into that. And I think you'll get that emotional clarity that's being blocked. So, we got cards here. So Virgo's definitely getting some disturbances here. Virgos have been, they've just been off the wall, man. They've been off the wall. All the Virgos I know, they're always up to something crazy. But we'll see what this month brings them. And I think this is going to be a tumultuous one. So, all right, so this popped up. This is the Fool card. So we're going to put that on the back burner. And we'll see what turns up for Virgos for this month here. Virgos, what do we got for the Virgos? All right. Ooh, ha ha ha. Okay, so we got the Devil card upright. So you're definitely coming into a sense of like, I don't want to say you're possessed or anything, but it's like you're definitely being held back in a certain sense of this, because these two other cards are dealing with cups. So there's definitely like an emotional aspect in your life that's really like toxic that you're coming into. It's kind of really holding you down. And, because the next one you got is the Three of Cups reversed. So this is definitely dealing with your friendships. And because when it's upright, it's like, friendships coming together. We're all together. We're all best friends. Everything's great. But when it's reversed, it's like, oh, who are my real friends? What are they? What do they know? There's definitely a lot of like deception here in terms of feeling like you can't really trust any of your friends emotionally. And, this is definitely coming into this devil here that's trying to pull you down and put you down into a space that you really don't want to be at. And, for Virgos, I think this is time, because at the end here, you got the Ace of Cups reversed. So this is definitely like, you're going to be blocked in terms of really understanding things emotionally. And then the back burner here is the Fool card. So it's kind of like, you kind of have to realize that you don't really know what anything is going on right now. You can't really know what the truth is, what your friends are up to or anything like that. You kind of just have to go with the flow and go where things are going right now. Because I feel like there is definitely this mindset that's going to be pulling you down into a lot of self-deceit and feeling like you can't trust anyone. Definitely dealing with your emotions and your connections with other people. So definitely keep an eye out for that and make sure not to get attached to this, because this is going to be coming in here and like a lot of force, because, you get these blockages that are coming in here emotionally in friendships. And, this is to keep in mind that you're on a journey and you just kind of have to play the fool a little bit here and just accept things as they are, regardless of what other people around you are doing, so to speak, and not get caught up in these negative emotions that are holding you back from trusting people and trusting your friends and trusting yourself ultimately too, because you got the Ace of Cups here at the reverse. So it's definitely coming into a sense that you're repressing your true self and your true emotions that you want to express in the world, because you're so caught up in this demon type of energy that's really restricting you in a sense. So I'm going to pull up another card here for Virgos, because I'm feeling like they need something here to clarify and to sort of see what they can, grasp onto to sort of help them through this. And you got the Empress reversed. So this is definitely coming from an internal sense of like, what do you really want in life? What do you really want to have? And what do you really value in life, right? Are you really holding yourself to your own of what you truly value and what you truly want to have in this world. Because with the Empress reversed, it's like, it's very much on an internal level, right? Are you playing the role of being that Empress, so to speak? It's very feminine, obviously, so you might be a man or a woman, but, you know, taking to mind this Empress reversed of finding that inner sense of authority of, you know, who am I? What do I want? What do I really want to have? And really appreciating, you know, the world that you do already have, and sort of appreciating the abundance that currently you do have, which you might have a hard time because you have this demon in the background that's kind of fucking with you, and just sort of learning to appreciate those things in life too. So this might be a hard month for Virgos, but, you know, hang in there, bro. All right. Let's get into the Libras. I've been doing like these astrology memes, and I've been roasting the Libras like hardcore. Like, I don't mean to, it's just that it's like, with memes, I guess, like the best ones that work for them are like the roasting. Like I did one where it was like the Wojak memes, and for Libras I did the soy boy face, and then I did a Dragon Ball Z, and Libras got Mr. Popo. But, you know, Libras are very, you know, they know how to play fair, right? They know how to be amicable, and that's a lot of great things that happen. But in terms of a mainstream narrative, they can kind of be cast out as being, you know, a pushover or something, which I think is unfair to say towards them, because I have a lot of friends who are Libras. So let's get into it. What have we got for the Libras this month? What have we got for the month for the Libras? I'm wondering if I should do the Brad Scarfacci tarot readings back, if that would be something interesting that people would like, but it's a lot of work maintaining that character for like an hour doing a tarot reading. It stresses my brain. But what do we got for Libras? Let's get right into it. Okay. All right, so we got the same kind of reading here. So I'm definitely going to be pulling up some other cards, but sometimes when you get the same reading, it's like, you know, that's kind of the way it is. So you got the Devil upright coming into it with this relationship. So there's definitely something here dealing with the demon, mistrusting people, and, you know, feeling like you're disconnected. But there's something different at the end, because with the Virgos you had the Ace of Cups reversed, but for this one you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So this is definitely coming into a sense of your grind, your day-to-day work life. And I think this is like a time where you're feeling like maybe, you know, you aren't putting in enough work, or you're not putting in enough like hours into your craft or what you really are passionate about, and what's your day-to-day work schedule like. And I think this is coming into a sense of feeling jealous of maybe your friends who might be doing other things as well. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. And I'm going to pull up another card just to clarify, because this is like the same reading. And you got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is definitely coming in a sense of like pentacle energy, very much material world of like, you know, are you really like valuing the material life that you want to live? Are you really striving forward and trying to figure out what you want to achieve on a grand scale in terms of your material life? Like, are you really putting in the work that's relevant to what you want to accomplish in life? Because I think there's this sense that you're looking towards other people that might be taking time in quarantine of like posting all this shit on social media, like, look, I made bread today, look, I can make music, I can do all this other shit, and then you're kind of like a fucking like asshole piece of shit, like they're not really like you know, like things like that. So there's definitely time where you need to like go back, figure out what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish in life, because this is definitely what this is telling you is like, what do you really want to have in your life, like materially? Like, what do you want to look at when you wake up in the morning? What's, you know, what kind of money do you want to have? What does your portfolio look like? What kind of income do you want to have your money coming in from? And this is going to come down to your day-to-day work schedule. What are you putting the work in? And this is reversed, so it's like, I think this is a time where you need to like really assess where you're putting your time and effort into, and really figuring out like maybe what you're working on right now might not be the best thing for you. You might be putting in a lot of work and effort into something that's not paying out and not giving you the abundance and the satisfaction you need. So you're looking towards other people that might be putting in work and they're getting stuff that you want that you're not getting. So definitely take this time to reprioritize and find, you don't have to like quit your job if you're working from home or anything, but definitely like figure out some time. Like maybe you've been working on something that hasn't been coming to fruition and saying like, okay, maybe I'm going to switch and find something else to put my time and effort into. So I think this could be a good month in terms of reprioritizing things, but just watch out for that demon of jealousy. I think that's what that is being jealous of other people. And Libras aren't supposed to be jealous. They're supposed to be fair and all that other crap, right? So keep that in mind. All right, what do we got for Scorpios? Scorpios. Deep Scorpios. Always digging deep. I'm just thinking about like what kind of fucked up shit the Scorpios are up to during quarantine, like what kind of weird shit they're watching behind the shadows in their lair, in their Scorpio lairs. There's always like an agenda with a Scorpio. There's always like they go in their room and they're like, what the hell are they doing in there? What are the Scorpios doing? You just hear like demonic cries coming from their bedroom and you're like, what the fuck? It's fucking whack, man. And then they come out and they're like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm not doing much. Just like playing guitar, man. All right, what do we got for Scorpios for this season? What have we got? All right. All right. This is deep. This is deep. It's always the Scorpios that get the deep cards. So right up, you have the Empress reversed. So you're coming in here, like, because this is tying into the other cards here, but you're feeling like you don't really have the world that you want in your life right now. Like you're coming in here, you're feeling disillusioned. It's like, this is not what I want. This is not the world I want. I mean, I feel like this is most people right now. They don't really want to be living like this, but I think Scorpios are having a deeper here, where it's like this is coming down to like their home, their the people in their life, just everything. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like, do I really want all this? Like, what am I living in? What is, like, it's like the Empress, it's like you're living in like this castle, but the castle's all run down and all the staff is quit, and it's like you're walking around and there's just like rotting trees in the courtyard, and you're like, what the fuck happened to my life? Maybe not that dramatic, but you're definitely coming in here because afterwards you got the World reversed. So this is like, you feel like things aren't complete. You feel like you haven't gotten that, closure, maybe, if that makes sense. There is a sense of feeling incomplete this month where you're feeling like you haven't gotten the full story. You haven't gotten anything to where you feel satisfied. You feel like when is this going to end? When is this going to come to fruition? When is this work I'm putting into like going to come in? And you feel sort of lost in this sense where you're not really sure, like everything in your life is not really coming together the way you want. And then you got the Star card as the end result. So there's definitely something where you need to just get in touch with faith again, because this is a time where your world is sort of feeling like nothing's making sense to you and nothing's coming to fruition, and the things that you might have planned upon and things that you've envisioned for the future just completely sidetracked. So this is a time where it's like you need to look up into the stars literally and just sort of have faith and see the bigger picture in things. I think this is what that card is. It's like that deeper spiritual purpose. and, just sort of accepting the way this is how the universe is, and not really getting caught up in like the physical world of what's going on around you, and seeing that there is a divine plan, if you want to call it that, and getting in touch with that sort of aspect of things. Because I think this is a time for you to really like get in touch with that. I'm going to pull another card here because this is kind of a deep read of like how you can get in touch with deeper purpose and where you should strive towards. And you got the Three of Cups upright. This card's been popping up a lot, and this is coming to your friendships. Who's in your life that's really connected to you on an emotional level? Like, who are the people that you love and cherish and enjoy spending time with? I think this is the time where, because your world isn't really coming together to the right degree that you want, it's time to like start reconnecting with friends maybe that you haven't spoke to in a while, and just people that you enjoy spending time with. And I think that's going to help you and, find love and happiness in your life. And I think that's going to be where your star and destiny is coming from, is where you can sort of sit back and realize, well, I still have all these friends and I still have all these people I can talk to. Maybe not in person, or you can social distance and hang out 6 feet apart from one another, or, have a Zoom call or some shit. But, this is definitely that time to like reconnect with people. So, we're going to get right into the Sagittariuses. So, what have we got for Sagittarius? All right. Those archers. I'm a Sagittarius, we're all about that exploration. We can't explore right now with all this quarantine, but I'm chilling. I'm okay in quarantine right now. Although I would like to go to the zoo or something, because there's a new zoo exhibit opening in Montreal, or was supposed to open up in the spring, but now I can't go, so I'm kind of disappointed. But we'll see how things change in the future. But we're going to get in here and see what we got for Sagittarius for this season. What have we got for Sagittarius? Sagittarius. All right. Ooh, this is intense. Okay, so we got the High Priestess upright. So, definitely coming into it, intuition, and having like a deeper sense of understanding things from an intuitive level, seeing the world from the intuition and not seeing things from the outside perspective of what's going on in the outside world, and focusing more intuitively, thinking deeper into things. This is definitely a time for where you need to start looking at your external world and seeing that things might not be the same as it is on the surface, because you got judgment coming. So there is like a judgment type of energy coming down. It's like where you need to step up into your path, so to speak. So definitely like coming into your own, and putting in that effort to really like find your destiny, so to speak. There's definitely a card coming into destiny that's only going to come about through your intuition. But at the end, you got the Four of Cups reversed. So this is an interesting card, because upright, it's like, you're getting something and you're kind of like, do I really need that? I already have these. It's like, I'm kind of unsatisfied with all this shit you're giving me. But when it's reversed, it's kind of like, I'm trying to not be biased because I'm a Sagittarius, right? But it's like, maybe things that you're coming in are going to be different a little bit, or maybe you need to just accept the way that things are going to come into your life based off this judgment, that you're going to start coming into like a new sort of paradigm in your reality, and you're going to start changing. Things are going to change in your life, basically. This is kind of pulling out of like the mundane aspects. But there is a certain sense of just accepting the way things are going to be presented to you and things are going to come to you. right? This is kind of a very vague, so I'm going to pull up another card here. So, Two of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it's definitely like you're going to feel unbalanced this month. You know, you're going to feel like you can't really prioritize and organize your life, so to speak, because it's like you have like this intuitive higher calling that you know you need to accomplish in your life. It's definitely dealing with a lot of spirituality and spirituality elements that you're trying to put together, but you're having a hard time organizing everything. So this is definitely a time where you're feeling like, you know, can I really prioritize this aspect of the intuition that I want to put forward in my life, or am I going to be, you know, be unorganized and lose control of everything and how things are supposed to play out? Because this is going to come in and, you know, this is an interesting card that I'm trying to like really internalize, because it's like you can't really know what's going to come to you. And I think this is definitely coming from a sense of having expectations of what's going to come to you and just sort of accepting the way things are going to come to you and just going on the higher path in general and pushing forward with that. So I think that's definitely the theme of this month here, is definitely much more of a deeper path of the intuition, so to speak. All right, Capricorns. What have we got for Capricorns? Capricorns have been going through some crazy shit, bro. Some crazy shit in their sign, you know? And, you know, this is going to be a time where I feel like after all these transits are happening, it's definitely going to be a reconstruction of, like, the Capricorns, of being able to, like, really show their power in a sense where the disillusionment that they've been facing throughout this entire time is finally going to start drifting off, because this is definitely a time of change, so to speak. All right. What have we got for Capricorns for this month here? What have we got for the Capricorns? All right. Ooh. It's an interesting card, or read, sorry. But, yeah, I really don't know how to feel about this. But you got the Devil reversed, so you're coming in here, you're pulling out of these thought patterns and behaviors that are not really to your best benefit, and you know, you're coming into a sense of like maybe clarity and understanding about things, because I feel like there's been a lot of thought patterns that have been holding down the Capricorns. You know, Capricorns are kind of like the devil, it's the goat energy, right? But not really, you know, they're not evil or anything. That's a stupid thing to think about, but there is this sense that you're pulling out of these negative thought patterns, because you got this 10 of Cups, which is like a really good thing to feel. And like there is a sense of celebration that you're feeling, this sense of joy and appreciation. And I think this is going to be coming in because the South Node has been transiting through Capricorn for the past year and a half, and it's coming out May 5th into Sagittarius, which is, you know, like the previous reading was very much dealing with that, where there is this sense of like, now it's time for the Sagittarius to experience this, but it's different because it's different kind of energies. But there is a sense of joy and appreciation, but there is this 5 of Cups here. So it's like you're experiencing the celebration or something to celebrate about, but it's like you're kind of looking, because don't forget, it's like you're looking at this guy, he's looking at these 3 cups that are spilled over, and he's like, oh, like, this sucks, man. Like, this is awful. But then he has 2 cups behind him that are upright. So he's like not even looking, and this is reversed. So it's definitely like saying like, look what's good in your life. Look what's really coming together. Look at the things you do have. And there is reason to celebrate and reason to enjoy and appreciate the abundance in your life. But I think there is definitely going to be a time where, you know, this kind of energy is going to come back and put you down. But there's definitely, since it's reversed, it's like don't get caught up in that. Don't even bother thinking about that. Take this time to enjoy and appreciate the things in your life and have that joy and appreciation in life, and not really get caught up in negative thought patterns, because it's definitely a time where you might be tempted back into those previous thought patterns where everything's just going to fuck up and everything's going to not go your right way, because it's like, you know, you might be getting a lot of good things in your life, and then you have the thought pattern like, oh, it's not going to last. I've seen this before. This is all going to come crashing down. And this is sort of saying, like, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that mentality. It's not really worth it. It's not really to your best benefit. And just to appreciate and enjoy the moment. So, Aquarius, I did it in my meme. I made them the Zoomers because that's what, like, kids born after like 97, 98 are all like, it's all like Aquarius kind of energy with all the planets, and it's like, it's very much, they're just zooming, they're just zooming all over the place. They're all fucking Zoomers. Anything that's an Aquarius is a Zoomer. It doesn't matter if you're 90 years old. If you're an Aquarius, you're a Zoomer. You're all about that zooming shit. I don't need to explain what zooming means, because you already know. You already get the vibe of like what a Zoomer is. You're zooming in and out of new experiences, right? Okay, what do we got for Aquarius for this season? What have we got? Okay. What have we got for the Zoomers? Oh, this card popped out. We're gonna put that on the side here. All right. Alrighty. All right. So this is interesting. You got the Six of Cups upright as your first card here. And this is coming into a sense of just like, you're kind of have this childlike energy towards you. You're kind of feeling very optimistic. And this is definitely an optimistic time. I don't think there's much to say about this reading, because you got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So there's definitely like a lot of information coming to you in terms of your ideas and things to do with your material world, where to put your money into. And it's definitely coming into, you're feeling like a kid coming into this season and feeling like, you just have like a lot of ideas that you want to bring out into the world, and you have a lot of passion and drive, and like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to try this. You're sort of coming into this like with a lot of different experiences that you want to try out. But you got this coming in, the Six of Wands reversed. So I think while this energy that you're coming into with this sense of feeling like you have a lot of new experiences that you want to try out, and a lot of new ideas that are popping in, is not to get overconfident and think that you're better than anyone because of this. I think this is definitely a time where you need to focus on your ego and make sure that you're not too cocky and too proud of anything that you're sort of coming into. Especially when it comes to ideas and feeling like, oh, I came up with this first, or things like that. I think like, Aquarius are definitely coming into this, with a sense of bravado and just like that childish, like, over not really thinking things through. This is definitely like a fall from grace card too also. So it's like, even though you have all these new ideas and new experiences you want to try out in terms of your financial and spiritual and desirable and idealistic aspects of life, there is that element that's kind of in the background of don't get too cocky, don't think too highly of yourself, and sort of humble yourself, because you are coming into a lot of like new ideas and new energies and new things to sort of look forward to. So definitely a good month though for the Aquarius. Not really much to say on that. So let's get into the next one. Let's go into the Pisces, the deep, dark, mysterious Pisces. that are always sad, and they're always just sad about something. Deep like the ocean, you know, as they say. What do we got for Pisces? The two fishes. But yeah, I'm just thinking that last reading for the Aquarius was fucking zoomer as shit. Like, you couldn't get more of a zoomer reading than that. Okay, what do we got for Pisces? Pisces. Okay. Ooh. All right. So we're coming in here with this Eight of Cups reversed. So there is definitely a sense of you feeling like you're coming out of a situation and you're feeling like very like, what's the word? Just distraught, basically, about like a past situation that you're walking away from. Things have changed, and I think this is a time for you to like sort of let go of that. I think there is a sense that you're feeling grief from leaving a certain situation or something that's related to your past, and this is definitely saying like, okay, it's time to get over it, because you got this Seven of Wands coming in. So there's something coming in here that's like, you know, trying to push your buttons, so to speak. This is definitely like a self-defense card, like people coming at you and like criticizing you and telling you what to do and telling you how to act, because like this is the time to like let go of that, because this is kind of what's coming into your life, where you're feeling attacked by people and feeling like you have to constantly defend yourself for what you choose to do with your life. And at the end of it, it's like you just need to have the strength to deal with it. You know, I think this is definitely going to be a difficult month for Pisces, in terms of just being able to like hold their own and hold their strength, their inner strength of just being able to endure all this crap that might be coming towards them, and not to get hung up on like past shit that's happened to you, because you got stuff to deal with, and you got to be strong throughout all of this. So like holding on to like past stuff to throw on top of everything is like, you know, it's not going to help you out in the end. So you need to like take time and find that inner strength. And I'm going to pull up another card for Pisces in terms of how to find, you know, joy during this time, or how to find some happiness. And you got the Four of Pentacles upright. So this is definitely holding on to the things you value, holding on to the material possessions and your money, and just making sure you got that all safe and secured. And that's going to be able to help you throughout maybe this difficult time you might go through. And, you know, like with this card, it's like starting to let go of past situations and past scenarios that have made you felt distraught, and moving on, and like, you know, finding the things you do value, finding the things that do bring abundance and happiness to your life, and just like holding on to them, making sure they're safe. And those are going to be sort of your safety net throughout this time that you might have to go through. And that's, you know, it's going to help you with the inner strength too, is, you know, having resources and things that will sort of help you in terms of like a safety net are definitely going to, you know, make sure that this time that you're going through is not so difficult, so to speak. So definitely keep that in mind and hold on to the things that you truly value. Good luck out there. So we got Aries next up. We got one viewer left. No, two viewers. All right, we're still doing good. All right, what do we got for Aries? The last sign for this season, this last reading. Ooh, this popped up. Put that on the back burner. What do we got for Aries for this month, season, whatever? What have we got? not too late to have a personalized reading if you want one. Just putting that out there. All right. What have we got for Aries? Okay. Interesting read. So Knight of Swords upright. So you're definitely like feeling blocked mentally of where you want to put your time and effort into in terms of what you're thinking about. I'm definitely getting a sense of like overthinking things and not really making a decision. With the Knight of Swords upright, it's like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going forward. This is how I'm going to plan things out. This is how I'm like doing it. This is my process. When it's reversed, it's like, should I do that? That doesn't really make sense. I don't know. So there's definitely like a time where you're overthinking and not really taking action. But you do have the World card reversed. Or not reversed, upright. So this is definitely like, you're tuning in and feeling like there is a completion coming into all of this. So, there might have been something going on in your life and in your world that, is coming to fruition, is coming to completion. And I think if you want that to happen, it's, you gotta make a decision of where you're going in life, where you want to move forward in life. This Knight of Swords reversed is definitely a blockage. And I think once you get past that blockage of overthinking things and actually, making a decision, you're going to find the completion of your project or your relationship or whatever in your life that's happening, because there's this element of overthinking, and you got the Hangman at the end here. So it's definitely feeling stuck. It's like these two are definitely playing a part here of holding you back. You're feeling very stuck right now. Literally with quarantine, this Hangman is like, where are you going? I can't move forward. I can't go anywhere right now. And, I think this is time where if you want to, find completion, find fruition, and, achieve what you want to achieve, is to find the cracks in this world, find the opportunities, and find that decision that you can make to strive forward in your life, and then you're going to be able to bring everything together into a completion. So I'm going to pull another card for Aries here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. You got the Four of Cups that came up in the back burner. So I'm not going to pull a card because this is definitely answering this question here, where there's something coming in here that's going to give you a decision of what you need to do and how you're going to come to fruition and completion in the issue and problem in your life. And with this card, it's like you might ignore it or completely disregard and feel like, nah, that's not for me. I don't need that. And that's going to keep you stuck in these two situations here. There's not two situations, but it's like these two energies that's holding you into a box of completion that you need to strive forward and push through to get there. And there is something that's going to come in, and you just got to pay attention to that and not think that it's just some other bullshit, the same old story that you've been getting over and over again. Accept what's coming into you and don't get caught up into feeling like, oh, this is stupid. I'm not going to pay attention to whatever this is coming, because this is probably going to help you in terms of being able to have a completion in your life. So I hope that helps for you. So that's it for the reading of the season of Taurus. Thanks for all of you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.